Good afternoon, Achievement Educational Solutions customers. I wanted to do a video to provide some insight as it relates to what you need to think about and consider when waiting on deciding where you're going to go to school, college. Now, for the most part, with any school, you're going to get your acceptance letter. Boom. With your public schools, a lot of times they're going to inform you about what you immediately qualified for upon acceptance, and then you can probably do a little bit more due diligence in your quest to secure more funding. You have to understand, though, with a lot of the great scholarships that exist at the public institutions, there are going to be limits. For instance, we were looking at, I don't know, it could have been Georgia State, could have been, I think it was Georgia State, because some of my students at Riverdale wanted me to inquire about it, I think as of last week. Georgia State had a presidential scholarship that would cover the cost of tuition, room and board, and all the other fees, right? But they would say that this award would be for a limited number of the best of the incoming class. So what that means is this. Let's say Georgia State accepts 10,000 students. Maybe 20, maybe with a stretch, 50 would actually get that award out of 10,000. Now, that's saying that all 10,000 actually qualify. You know, great GPAs, great test scores, blah, blah, blah. And it's really probably only going to be maybe 2. But still, compare that, to a school that has a really large endowment, a well-funded endowment, and a financial aid policy that says something to the effect that attendance at this university will not be based on the affordability factor, or we offer need-based aid. So I had a student who is facing some challenges that many people here don't face, right? And so in talking to her, she was like, well, Dr. Amun, I don't understand why I should try doing X, Y, and Z as it relates to the SAT and ACT if I can't get into Harvard. And so, gotta hang that one up. So I called and they said, well, we accept all students and aid is offered to everyone that is accepted. And so what that means for my student is, despite her challenges, as long as she can get in, considering the fact that I know she's not extremely wealthy, or at least on the upper side of the socioeconomic spectrum, as long as she can get in, Harvard, for the most part, is going to be free. Now, I'm not saying that Harvard is the only school that does this. However, schools like that, who are not governed by state budgets, requirements, or challenges as it relates to funding, if you can get in, and it's not going to be based off of GPA like 4 years of your life, but it will require significant investment to ensure that you can do well on the SAT, ACT. I mean, a lot of times we focus on athletics, we focus on, oh, you know, I might be a left-handed person to get a scholarship. Well, you don't need a scholarship. You need to get into the schools with money. And at the end of the day, those are some of the schools that allow you to avoid the catch-22 of student loans. So go after that SAT score. I mean, listen, if you got a 1400, if you got a 32 or higher, you should be able to pick and choose where you go to school. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many parents you got still living. I don't care if they're rich, poor, well, if they're rich, you know, you can afford to go. But I don't care if they got 2 legs, 1 leg. I don't care if you're the only child. I don't care if you're being raised by your aunt, uncle, your older sibling. If you got them test scores, reach out to me. I'll make sure you go to school for free. Dr. Hotep out.